It is New Mexicast Monday, so we have Rosa Linda Roman on with us. So thank you for being here again.
It's always wonderful, and I'm excited because Monday means another episode of New Mexicast premiering.
Indeed, indeed. Welcome back.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm loving the show, by the way.
Thank you very much. I've gotten a great response. Everybody seems to be happy with it, so that's always very nice.
So this episode today is kind of interesting.
Yeah, so it's about my video podcast, of course. It's my show, started as a video podcast. Well, the two people who inspired me, you know, because I was a broadcaster and then I went out on my own, there were two women who kind of convinced me that I could do it, and they do this audio podcast called the Manic Mommies. They were total strangers, didn't know them whatsoever, and if you take a look at the video, I actually went to their home and met them in the Boston area, and they're Erin Kane and Kristen Brandt. They are two moms of two, at the time they had two little ones. Okay. And what I loved about the show, the Manic Mommies, is it tells it like it is. You know, parenting, not in a crass way, but just really talking about the ups and downs of parenting, especially with little ones, and how challenging that can be. And so, yeah, it was great meeting them, and the story, the first story in today's episode is all about who they are and what this whole podcasting thing is.
Well, let's show everybody we're going to meet them, in their living room here.
Yeah, so the one in blue is Erin, and the one in pink is Kristen, and they are longtime friends. They lived actually, not anymore, but lived in the Boston area, and like I said, they had two little kids. They started this podcast in their living room with their little daughter, you know, on the coffee table.
You could hear the kids.
Oh, you could hear everything, and it's really funny because the whole show intro that they had was all about, you know, screaming kids, and you know, their tagline is for moms trying to do it all and then some. And
well, so it looks so cool too. They're just hanging out in their living room, just doing a podcast in their jammies.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, they're really great ladies, and they welcome people essentially into their lives by telling, it's an online radio show, basically, in case anyone didn't know what a podcast is.
Sure.
And that's that they share their stories with their listeners.
So they do a thing on their show. You were telling me that where they invite all the moms that listen to them across the country to do a little escape weekend.
That's right.
Mommy escape.
Yeah, well, mommies certainly need to escape from, you know, we love our kids, we love our spouses, and we need a break. Yeah. So they created something called the Manic Mommies Escape, and it started maybe 7 years ago, and it moves to a different city every year. And if you take a look at the clip from last year's escape, after I met them, I became a fan and started going on these escapes, so it's a lot of fun. And we can look at the video from last year's escape was in Savannah, Georgia. And let's see if we can see that video.
Sweet southern drawl, she shares some of Savannah's rich history.
Actually, he was one of three men from Georgia that signed the Declaration of Independence.
And easily draws in this crowd.
Also, John Wilkes Booth, the guy that assassinated Abraham Lincoln, him and his daddy were both actors this
And the truth is, this isn't really a group that's hard to please.
I thought y'all was laughing at my joke.
And
they are 150 women from across the U.S. who left their children and husbands for the weekend to escape, some with friends, some with family,
getting together,
but
about
most with
150
total
women get together
strangers.
every year. So Chevy sponsors the escape, and it's a lot of fun.
So what you did was you were telling us that you convinced them to come here.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just me, but I definitely pushed because they were looking at different cities every year. They've done New Orleans, San Antonio, Savannah, and I just said, you know, you really should consider New Mexico.
Yeah.
And they did, and this year it's coming to Santa Fe.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's just a few weeks away, the November 8th, 9th, and 10th, and it's really a fun time.
That is really neat. So how do people get involved with that if somebody local wants to attend?
I hope some local people will come, because I think I'm one of the few in New Mexico that's actually going.
Yeah.
Just look up manicmommies.com, and or you can go to NewMexicast, and I'll have a link on my site. But it really, you got to consider going. I mean, if you're a mom, you don't have to be a listener to the show at all to go, and I'll be there, so maybe we can meet person.
And they're going to have several women from all over the country there who listen to this podcast. And
yes, they have thousands of listeners, but I think about 150 of them will be coming to New Mexico.
What a fun deal.
That is really neat.